Okay, good morning. It is Wednesday, January 6th. We're starting the new lesson series. In this case, it is for Let 4's is Unit 4, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Motivating Others. So that's going to be key, something we've talked about, and maybe get some lessons learned going through the process and be reflective as far as what this is all about and how do you motivate others, especially given current environment, some of the challenges, and again, recognizing that each situation may be different, as well as the people that you're dealing with. Different things motivate different people. But that's what the theory behind this is, and how we'll explore that to be able to help develop different tools and mechanisms, methods, and be able to recognize when you're successful or not. So, okay. One other quick note. Looks like we got caught up on some things over the holiday break, but not everything's done yet. So a couple of you still missing some items. One of you still needs to do a current event, for example. And just to give you an idea of something to look for, maybe, I don't know. Saw a very odd headline on the news this morning. Something about a naked fugitive being found in a mangrove swamp in Australia being rescued by fishermen. I'm morbidly curious to know more about this story. Just odd headline. So again, let us learn a little bit about geography through it, as well as your research on the source and the rest of the information that goes with that, as well as summary of the full story. The headline alone is again very bizarre. So again, I do enjoy Australia. It's on my bucket list to go there. I've been to 5 continents. I have not been to Australia yet. And Antarctica, I just have no desire to go there. Too cold. Yeah, that would suck. All right, so let us focus on the lesson here, motivating others. So think about whether you would prefer to be asked to do something or told to do something. What else do you know about motivation? Knowing each of you, we have some different answers there, but I have some idea what they might be. So your chance to self-reflect. Okay. So for the quick write for the Cadet Notebook, something you put in your Smart Cadet portal, have that activated, is how will I motivate my teammates? This is one we've struggled with, and I'm struggling with you guys to figure out how do we motivate ourselves, motivate each other, motivate the battalion to be able to finish off the Veterans Valley High project. So I think that's our biggest objective right now. That's what we have to get. It's our service learning project. We've had a great start to it. We just need to get it across the finish line. So think about how will I motivate my teammates. Okay. Of these choices, which motivates you to do something the most? Is it A, to satisfy your own needs, B, the opportunity to win a reward, C, a friend or group's desire, or D, a worthy cause? I find this one interesting because each of you is going to have a different response. And different things motivate different people, and some of you, it may be a combination of things. The more of these that we can meet, the better. So again, each person has their own motivations, their own desires to meet that. So okay, here's the student learning plan. You guys have seen this a million times. So, but it's still there. These are the questions we need to be able to answer once we're done. This is what we're trying to answer going through the process. Again, this is a 2-day lesson. Quiz will be on Friday. Okay, learning objectives. We do have 6 tactics to motivate others, so you do need to dig into the book. I can't remember if I pulled that up already or not. Don't think I did. So, in your textbook, I did pull it up, didn't I? All right. So again, you do have the latest version in there, one aligned with the Curriculum Manager version 3. So go down. We're into chapter 3, motivating others. So it looks like page 65. So go to page 65 in the book. 52, getting closer. I went too far. Too motivated. All right. So there we go. there's the lesson, so read through that before we actually do the rest of the lesson. So pause the video if you have to. Here's where it's coming from the Army Doctrinal Reference, which Aiden, you'll need to really know that here soon. So you're actually going to see some things, and maybe you'll recognize some of this when you go through basic training, the way that drill sergeants motivate people, or not even just the drill sergeants, but well, that's most what you're going to experience initially. But once you do go into AIT, you'll have technical specialists that'll be focusing on how to motivate you, usually in your specific career field. So what are the ways of motivating? Here's something I've talked about this since I arrived here. Talk about using rewards and corrective action, because there definitely seemed to be a, how do we say it, a tendency towards the negative side in the Viking battalion, and I do want to try to get away from that. We may need to use that on occasion, but again, I've had complaints from some of you and your peers in the past of thinking that somebody never got punished, something wasn't addressed. One of those reasons being is that we reward publicly, we punish privately. So yeah, we, like you see in the picture there, we're going to do awards presentations in a very public format, and we're going to praise folks for doing a good job, recognizing what they've done. It may not be the primary reason why they do it. They do Raider Team just because they really enjoy the competition. They enjoy the skill sets that they learn. They enjoy being part of a team. But the recognition in front of others, there's something to that. We'll talk about intangible rewards to enhance motivation. And again, the whole idea is to get away from the negative and the if all we're doing is, somebody standing up there screaming at everybody to do something, does that motivate you? It surely doesn't motivate me. I don't even want to be part of that. I don't want to be there. So how do we focus on the positive? Generate sense of unity, sense of team, and talk about what is the purpose of what we're doing. And that should draw people in. Okay. Establish goals and tasks, set the example. Yeah, we'll talk about that as far as getting into some of the Army leadership's model, leadership requirements model. So, yeah, right there, attributes, competencies, all those things that come into being a leader, but then that also is what draws people in to be part of that. So, again, when we talk about how to build interest in the JROTC battalion, what is your legacy? Are there going to be more people in the battalion next year than what there are this year? This is your chance to do that by being a positive leader and creating, motivation for that. Anyway, that's the textbook. Get into that in detail. Read it in much more detail. And let's get back to the presentation portion. Okay, we already talked about complement and intangible. Done. So you know what that means. Okay. We already had that. Okay. Go on to the next piece. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Get out a piece of paper and a pencil. Like literally right now. Get out a piece of paper and a pencil. And I want you to write down the alphabet and put a dot in every enclosed area of a letter. For example, A and E have full enclosed components, and you should place a dot inside each of these components. The letters F and Z will not have a dot because none of their components are closed. Now, you got 30 seconds to do this. Go. Check time here. Just keep going. Let me respond to this real quick. Get rid of that. Yeah, great, Josh. Thank you. P.S. All your lesson materials are, should be here already. I put it there. All right, let's go back and look. Oh, there it is. Yep. Unit 4, Chapter 3, Lesson 1. All right, how are you doing on those letters? Got the dots in there? Hopefully you do. Okay. Now, go ahead and stop. exchange and grade each other's papers. You're not going to be able to do that, so you're going to have to do your own. First off, anyone who used capital letters is disqualified. If you used capital letters, you are disqualified. For example, when the example is provided, the lowercase e, you have that partially enclosed. A capital E is not enclosed, therefore that you can't do capital letters. Therefore, you get a 0. Okay, and go ahead and finish scoring. How many did we get? Possibility of getting a tie. If you got all 26 letters in lowercase and we're able to correctly identify, we may have a tie here. So you'll have to shoot me a chat thing and let me know, how many you came up with, and let me know if you chose to do capital letters and got yourself disqualified. So here's the thing. Talk about motivation and then your feelings from the experience. How did you feel about the instructions that you were given? It was pretty straightforward, but it wasn't completely clear, was it? How do these feelings affect your performance? Especially when I told you got 30 seconds. How long does it even take you to write all those letters? And then did you have time to actually then go back and put the dots in once you got the letters down? Okay. How did your feelings affect your motivation to complete the task? If you felt extremely rushed, is that a good thing to help motivate you, get you fired up, get you pumped up, or is there a sense of confusion that may inhibit your abilities or confuse you, or you worry about making a mistake? So right now, how motivated are you to do this again? Curious to know what your answers would be for that. Okay. Think about how you're motivated to complete a task or goal, how to motivate others to join you in that task or goal. And that's something we've been struggling with here this year, is to get folks out to do the Veterans Valley High project. We have some pretty motivated, self-motivated young freshmen, but are we providing the leadership? Are we pairing up with them? Or providing the mentorship to help meet their needs, to help motivate them, encourage them to come back? We've had a couple times where some upperclassmen kind of did their own thing, did not work with the underclassmen, left that to me, and so ends up being a little bit of a divide, isn't there? So we need to reflect on that ourselves and figure out how can we focus on the group. And it's not just about personally doing the task. It's how do we encourage others? How do we stay positive? How do we stay focused and still hold a standard? Because don't get that confused either. I try, with the bricks, for example, I try not to get upset with the individual, but I say, hey, we need to redo this because this is not level, it's not smooth, or whatever it might be. It's the focus is on the standard. Did we meet the standard or not? And we got a little bit more time here. Let's get this finished up. Let's make it look sharp. Let's make it look nice. Again, focus on the positive piece and then reminding them what the overall goal is. If we focus on the negative, like, you guys all screwed up, okay, does that motivate you to go fix it? No, it doesn't. And as, hey, let me help you, or let's work together. How can we go back and what do we do better? Because we did well on this section. What happened here? And turn it into a problem-solving thing. Most people actually like to solve problems and get them involved in that process. That way, that also they take ownership of it then as well, to help solve that problem. Okay. Principles of motivation. Let's do this video, and then we're going to have to end it here for today, and we'll pick up on the rest of this tomorrow. But let's go ahead and watch the video. Maybe. There we go.
Leaders must provide purpose and goals for the group. By selecting the best course of action to reach a goal, they provide purpose. By explaining the reasoning behind decisions and demonstrating their own enthusiasm for the task, they provide direction and assistance in accomplishing the goal. This direction should also include information on the required standards of performance. Leaders must realize that, although they are recognized...
Okay, got to pause it there. Gives me a flashback to BC when I first arrived here, because we're coming up almost on 2 years I've been at Valley. Cadet Hollenbach, Cadet Battalion Commander, Callie Hollenbach, on at least 2 different occasions, she helped me realize that my own personal enthusiasm is sometimes overwhelming to others. I get very pumped up, very excited, and she very politely, in a way, told me to take a chill pill. And so, yeah, I'd curb my own enthusiasm a little bit and use the opportunity to go step away to talk to Sergeant Brooks, or give my wife a call, or just go focus on a different part of the project, because apparently, like I said, when I get pumped up, I get going, I get excited. My own motivation is just like through the roof, and that apparently sometimes disturbs some people. So, recognizing yourself, whether you're that type of overly motivated, or if you're struggling with your motivation yourself, what can you do to help change that, or to see where you're at? And that's where having a good peer. Again, you have primary stuff. We have 3 seniors. You let each other know. In case of Aiden, get you tend to be on the lower side motivation wise. Chantel, you tend to be on the higher side. Bree, you tend to be a little bit behind the scenes. You're not reflecting and showing the motivation, but I can see it there in you. You're working on getting the task done. So maybe, Bree, you can kind of be that moderator to help Aiden recognize, hey, you need to get pumped up, get fired up here, or change the tone a little bit, or telling Chantel, hey, let's take a chill pill, back off a little bit. Folks are not going to be able to keep up with you. So recognize that in each other, and Aiden. I say that sometimes you come across that way, but sometimes I see you're extremely motivated. You're very focused on the task. So recognize that in yourself. And Bree, see how can you show your emotions, your enthusiasm a little bit more than what you do. You tend to be very reserved, very quiet. You seem very comfortable there. So, but here's the thing: you're a senior now. You're let 4. We want to take you a little bit outside your comfort zone. Find an opportunity to step into some of those leadership positions. Mentor. Maybe the 3 of you split up next time we do the Veterans Valley High project, or whatever it might be. Maybe we're helping with some other community service type thing. Split up and focus on mentoring and motivating those underclassmen. Be the role model. Okay, so anyway, let's watch the rest.
As leaders because of their position. They will not be accepted until they earn the respect and confidence of the group by satisfying its needs. Successful leaders, therefore, must be more concerned with the well-being of their people than they are with themselves. They must go out of their way to give time, energy, and counsel to help their subordinates live up to their potential. By constantly showing this level of concern to their subordinates, these leaders receive a high degree of respect and loyalty from their subordinates, along with their desire to accomplish team goals. Although there is no simple formula for motivation, you can understand a basic view of what motivates people. Realizing that different people react to varying needs will allow you to arrive at appropriate decisions and actions in a particular situation. People are motivated by many forces: values, self-interest, kindness, worthy causes, and other forces. Some of these forces are internal, such as fears and beliefs, and some are external, such as danger, the environment, a chance for promotion, or pressures from a senior, subordinates, or one's family. Forces combine to determine what a person is motivated to do in a given situation. Because needs form the basis for actions, and leaders must motivate by understanding these needs. Leaders must understand how needs drive individuals, people, or groups to action. Leaders must know their subordinates' capabilities, establish challenging goals within those capabilities, and employ them in accordance with those capabilities. Leaders can also build confidence by offering support, encouragement, and assistance.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Some great points there, so think about that. Look at how you motivate yourself, motivate others, and we will pick up on this lesson tomorrow. In that case, have a great day, and hopefully we'll have a little discussion then on Friday, as well as the quiz will be posted. If you have any questions, get a hold of me on chat. Have a great day.